Good morning, guys. So, first time putting the devil in the water. It's about to go down. Now it's Tuesday. Took the day off work to get this done, and we're gonna break in the motor today. So we're gonna do a lot of slow trolling, get those revs up slowly. I think we've got about 4 or 5 hours to get through. But I thought I'd come down to a nice quiet ramp here, film this, and the first main voyage on this one. I don't like this ramp whatsoever. It's a bit of a solo mission today, but the jetty's just hooked around the corner here at Barawa. But I do appreciate how quiet it is. So I took my time, registered the boat with Maritime, updated my photos and all that sort of stuff. So we're good to go out solo. And I'm gonna try to film me exiting off the trailer and why I bought this boat, so I can climb over the front for these sort of ramps where you can't just push it off and reach over and tie off to the jetty. You gotta jump in, drive it out, hook it up, come back, move your car. But we're doing it. Finally got on the water. It's a bit of a journey slash mission. It wasn't just around the corner to get done, but we did it. All right, let's roll. What I really wanted with this boat, I've said it multiple times, is how I can stand on the front. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna push it off. I'm gonna jump on over the windscreen, crank it. I should probably crank it first. I'll crank it first. Here we go. These things, practice. I had it down pat with my Viking. My tinny was just a tinny. We just treated that like horrible. But this is practice with this sort of boat, I reckon. Rolls fast, so I had to really jump on that. But that's the idea, because I don't always want to rely on someone to launch or recover a boat. It's nice and do it yourself. But she's sitting very well on the water, I might say. And we're just warming up the motor. We're gonna do it for 5 minutes, and we're gonna do 15 minutes in first gear. This nice putt, probably like 3-4 knots, and then I got to read the manual. I wrote it all down, but we've got a bit of boring stuff to do. But here she is, nice and quiet. There is no one around to harass me. I took my time. There we go. Just warming up. I went with the esky in the center actually. The previous owner already put in some timber around it. That's where he had his esky, so I just changed it for my own esky. Got the rod holders there. We'll have a bit of a troll. Couldn't help myself. But that's it. Tell you what, look at the spurt fountain on this thing. I don't think that's right. Not sure if that's right. I got to adjust that. But anyway, all right, let's get into it. This steering is very, very smooth. Pretty much doing circles on the spot. So we got rid of the cable steering, went hydraulic, went with C-Star steering. That's what the boys at NP, or Northern Beaches Marine, put on. But so far so good. So I'll read out what we got to do just while we're cruising. Probably let that warm up a little bit more. I chose a Tuesday and I chose to use this ramp because we're going to troll all the way out to Palm Beach. Depending on the time and how long that takes, we might even go out to the FAD, hence the rods, try to get a dolphin fish. Went to the servo had no ice, and today's 38 degrees and on the water it's 32. So I thought it was a really good day to do this, and the swell's pretty good. Now, what we got to do to break in the motor, now the manual said, I took a photo. All right, the initial 2 hours. So 5 minutes to warm up the engine. All right, here you go. So during an hour and 45 minutes, operate less than half throttle, so 3,000 RPM. So that's what we're gonna sit at, 3,000 RPM, maybe 4, cruise all the way out to Palm Beach. And then from there, for the next hour, safe boating, you can go up to 4,000. So 3/4 throttle. And then the remaining 7 hours, so what's it called? The manual reckons 10 hours to break it in. So then it says for the remaining 7 hours permitted, you can occasionally full throttle, don't do it over 5 minutes. So once you hit 10 hours on the motor, you can do whatever you want technically after that. So the other thing, I am growing up, I bought my own personal EPIRB, all right? So just make sure you can see that. From GME. Now this is no giveaway or sponsorship from GME. I went to Autobarn and bought that myself in the Black Friday sales. I've got an EPIRB on the boat. I'm gonna start wearing a life jacket, which I never do, but I'm gonna get the bum bag one. So I've seen Sammy Hiskey, he wears one. I think that's probably the safest / most comfortable thing I can do, and put the EPIRB on top. Now this boat, I say that because I'll show you an example of what I'm looking at. I thought this boat especially, the Viking was pretty bulletproof, but when I'm at the back, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm at my knees. So a bit of a slip on the deck, bit of someone hits the throttle when I'm not paying attention, you could easily go overboard with this boat. So most of the time you'll be at the front or in neutral. But I thought, I'm growing up a little bit. So that's some of the gear I'm running today. The other thing too is missing at sea. They say it's waterproof. What I like about it is it does have the hoodie for my bald head, and it has the face mask. All right, it just means it's another thing that's not flying around on your boat, getting old, dirty, and worn out, and it's on you at all times. Safety first with the sun, because today will be a scorcher, and that's why the shade is important too. I did have a melanoma on my ear. I'm only 31. And that came up within 2 years, and we cut that out, tested the cartilage in the ear, and it was gone. Otherwise I'd probably lose half my ear. So, sun fact right there, be safe out there. Moving on, let's do some boring trolling all the way out to the sea. Sorry, I got a bit distracted down that walkthrough, but just noticed there's a bit of water. So I don't know if that's from this morning, just watching it, make sure it doesn't get over that mark. Got the bilge pump, but it won't pick it up just yet. We'll just watch it. I don't know if that's from last night or not, but whatever, we'll see. Anyway, the other thing is, I'll run you through this gauge. So if I put in, let's say I put in 80 litres of fuel. I got 160 on this boat at the moment. So let's say I put in 80 litres of fuel, and we're working through that. You can change this, where is it? Fuel used, 0. So when that uses a litre, technically, that's a litre. So if I use 40 litres on that gauge, that should be half tank, okay? And then you just reset that every time before you go out. It works out your economy, so kilometers per litre, which everybody frosts over, 4.8 at the moment, total flow 1 litre per hour. These will all change later. There's the battery voltage. My trip, I've done 1.2k so far. At the moment I've done 30 or 0.3 of an hour, and then yeah, that's about it. What else we got? Other sort of different settings here. Fuel, hours you're using, latitude, longitude, fuel used, and then I just stick to pretty much this one. So kilometers per hour, you can just do the math, or you can go into settings, change that to knots, RPM. Pretty clean and smick system, so you don't have to have all those gauges all the time. More gauges, more wires, more problems. So there's no more gauges other than my power board. I put in the radio yesterday and wired that up, and then that's it. It's all pretty clean. And one SIM rad, which I haven't even used or looked at this yet, so pretty keen to suss it all out. Good news, there's no more water coming out the back. It's pretty much stayed still, so it must have been in there from this morning, because I was nervous. I put the bungs in last night. It didn't rain, which I knew it wouldn't, but just condensation. When I get up on the plane, turn the bilge on, it should come out. And yeah, I'm excited to get this out at sea and see how it feels at rest. I can confirm that's just water. I don't know if I'm leaking water, but anyway, I'll turn the bilge off. Bilge is off. All right, back to where I am. Let's go. 3,000 revs. 3,500, I think it is. I bet. Just to get up on the plane. There we go. Alright, that's 3.5. So it took about 3.4 to get me on the plane because I was just nosing it. Trim's at 50. Alright. I'm going to do. Alright, we are doing at 3,000, 3,200 revs. Alright, we're doing 31 kilometers, so on my sounder it's saying we're doing 18 knots. There's some stats for you. Alright, what are we looking at? This is us right now. We're just cruising. We've got to do this for another, what? We're halfway, another 45 minutes. Then 1 hour at 4,000 revs. And then after that, we can do whatever we want as long as we don't do max speed for more than 5 minutes at a time. So we will go max speed today. It is very comfortable sitting. Everything's nice height actually, but it's not a cruiser, it's a fishing boat. But that water down the back was one of the bungs that wasn't very good, so I pulled over, beached it, put in a new bung. I always carry 2 sets of bungs. We definitely know the bilge pump works. Sound is good. I'm happy with the Simrad actually. And then I'm just gonna keep cruising out to sea. We're what, 7:30 a.m. So we'll see what time we get out there. I just sent a big bust up, so I put some lures out. Just did a drive through. Already got one Taylor, so they're massive rigs. One's a diver, one's a metal, we'll just see. First fish in the boat. Chop chop. There we go. Not bad bait. First fish on the boat, Taylor. I'm happy with that. I'll do 1 or 2 passes because look at the sounder. Look at this. Not bad. A few big arcs under there. Something's really hungry to take it. If not, we'll just keep going out the fad. But you see fish jumping, you got to try. I've only gone slow. I've got one dive which should be around like, I don't know, 5 knots or something, or 6 knots. But this one, just the metal on the left, so go slow. Do 1 or 2. Yep, we got one. Oh, just a trailer. There we go. On the very heavy gear. Double. Look how heavy this gear is. Oh, I lost that one. To be fair, we probably only need one for today without being too greedy, so we'll chuck him back. I'll do one more drive through fast because there are some pretty big arcs in the sounder. Good Taylor, goodbye. Alright, I'll show you something. This is why the gunnels on this boat are so nice. Having that rod out facing that way and having this one out, obviously this gear's huge, but having that extra bit out just angles them a bit better. And then when we're trolling, you've got to have a bit of vision, but sitting on the gunnel, rod right here, it's not like you're sitting on top of it and you're in the way, or the rod's in the way. So that would stick over. They'll stick over the edge, so it's just nice to be able to sit here ready, especially having a bigger day on the troll. But we'll do one more quick speedy lap and then we're out to sea. What have we got here? A bow hook. A bow hook something here. Another Taylor, but he was swimming weird, so rod fully bent. Anyway. One will be enough. For our job today. Alright, well, the wind was meant to pick up at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the time is, what, 9 o'clock, and it's already got white caps out there, and fair bit of swell between the seconds, probably can't tell on the camera, but I was going out to the fad, and that was definitely not happening, so I'm going to troll down the coast, down the east coast, up and back, and then we'll run in the motor this way, and then we'll break it inside the bay and hit a few top speeds. But yeah, if I go out to the fad, I was probably about halfway and the wind gets even worse, well, it's gonna be a long trip home solo. So the swell seconds are fast, but it is what it is. Mainly about breaking it in, not fishing. It's just a bit of pot luck throwing out a fat diver. But the boat is good. The boat's very soft. It cuts through the waves pretty well. Land's soft, doesn't jar you back. Like, I got the nose off almost every wave. I didn't get the prop out, so I just let the motor warm up first. Until next time. But it is a very, very comfortable ride. I can see it's been a very fast ride if you want to give it some. But anyway, we do a little troll. Just sitting that. I can't can't even get over 3,000 revs. We're at 2.6. I'm meant to be doing 4,000, but I'll do that all the way back through per hour. Yeah, we'll just troll here, come back into the swell, and then duck back in. Because I can see it's going to get worse fast. Anyway, that's it. That's the rundown so far. Quite impressed. And yeah, it's a little bit sketchy at the back there, sitting so low when you take off, or when you're only little revs trolling, because it really does pick up. It's so low. So something to be mindful of when you got people on the boat. You never take off with them standing up, especially on this boat anyway. On my last boat, you could probably do it. But anyway, if we catch something, we'll pan back. Otherwise, I'll pan back and it's going to be full throttle. See how it feels. Horrendous. Woo! We got wet there. Keep the seats. I've decided this boat needs seats, so I'll replace them. They probably need to come back maybe 150 mil, just so you're not touching the back of them and you're jacked up on the steering wheel. That's about it. I just got to find a home for a lot of stuff. Like there's junk everywhere, like this stuff. There'll be another seat here obviously, but this stuff's got to move. What would be nice if this gauge was actually up here and I glassed in like a little box here, so I could see it, so you just watch your speeds. But I suppose you can just look at all the information here anyway. I like the Simrad. I've never had a Simrad before. Very clear and crisp. Big fan of that. Beautiful little cup holder, one of a kind. But I didn't really do too much fishing. It was just about the drive in. So now this slightly forward, because when I get a bait tank, you can't put the bait tank on top, which, you know, most boats would sit here, chopping board, and rod holders out here. But I'm gonna block the fuel. What would be awesome is if the fuel intake was over here. I suppose it wouldn't be too hard just to run some more cable, run a longer hose and drill the boat, and then you could sit it up here, because you're going to lose too much room here. Then that's got to go back, then it's closer to the seats, and the seats are coming back. So it's all about ratios and proportions. But the bimini height, the widths on the side, even if I were to get this rod, all right, just reaching over, I'm sitting down in the esky. I think this is really good. That motor is quick. That motor feels, the boat feels like it wants to go. It flies. The nose comes out of the water a lot. I probably need a bit more weight at the front, but it's soft. It hits the side swell or top swell just like a pillow. All right. The only thing that really makes noise is the anchor at the well here, but yeah, it's not real hard slapping or it's bad on the back. That's about it. That's about it. I'm going to probably keep it plain Jane as is, plus the rocket launchers, something to grab onto here, plus these rods can go up here. Yeah, I like it. I'm very happy with it. There's not much else to say. I'm happy with it. I think it's a good investment. When I was out there, I didn't really stop to show you, but when I stopped the boat and sat in the swell, pretty much outside the heads, it was bad, obviously. Like it's not bulletproof, this boat, but it was much better than the Viking. And I think the Viking was probably under this in regards to stability wise. So yeah, I think we can feel more confident when we rip into the mods and we invest more money into this project. We're going to get a lot out of it. Alright, well that's it guys. We hit the max speed, but it felt good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the overall of the boat, between the esky, the rods, the capability out at sea, the launch was pretty good. Let's see how we go with the drive on retrieval. Power and speed and sitting at rest was good. I was looking at the bimini yesterday when I put it on, and I was a bit and ahhing about aesthetics, but honestly, today I would have roasted. I've already got my shirt off. I'm not even in the sun. I've been out of the sun all day with my long sleeve and my Cobra, but it was good. I had a little flick from Flatty for 5 minutes. It was too hot, too sweaty, especially in the river. But yeah, so far the boat is good. Just got to get onto the mods. The floor needs to get done. The carpet is way too hot. I've looked at black because of all the bollard and guts and stuff that goes on the floor. But then I'm thinking maybe that will get hot too. I'm going to use the Everfoam stuff, and then I don't mind that because it's pretty cheap. And then you just throw it out, get new stuff every like, I don't know, 2 years or something. I don't know. But I'm going to put a massive cushion on the esky, and then maybe get that wrap, say Sea Devil. And then at the back there, where the live bait tanks would normally sit left and right or something like that, or that'll have cushions in the old Haynes, I'm going to put some Everfoam casting mats on that. Because when I was flicking for Flatty, I was standing on them. They were solid as, and they were good vantage point. So you're away from the bimini, and then when I have the rocket launchers, you've got really good casting range. Again, you've got the whole front deck to cast off too. So I think we're going to have a bit of a weapon in the ocean. Powerful, strong, well at rest, very capable dry boat. And then we'll have something that's pretty decent to go for the slower, quieter days in the river. Someone on the front, someone on the back. Just no trolling motor so far. But the seats, I've said it 1,000 times already, but I'm pretty set on a wave breaker. You can't, this windscreen's useless as is. But I'm happy. It's a start. We got the boat in the water. It's been a bit of a process and a journey and waiting slowly. And here we are. We're underway and we're moving forward. That's the main thing. Just gotta go catch some fish on it and just tidy up a few little mods. But thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Build.